Hey guys, thanks so much for being here, tuning in, watching this video. I know there's a lot of other videos on this page, which is going to give you some great insight to why some other agents joined our company. But I want to take this time and share with you personally why I'm so fired up about this amazing company, eXp, and why I decided to make the switch. So, a little history about how I got into real estate and my journey up until this point. So I originally started with KW almost 8 years ago as a brand new agent because they were known for their robust education. And look, I was on a big mission. I had just become a mother, and I knew that I needed to transition into a career that provided me more flexibility and freedom and an unlimited income potential. And so I embarked on this journey into real estate. I chose KW because I wanted to be an expert and they had a very robust education program and I wanted to learn quickly. I didn't want to mess around. I also loved the opportunity that they had called Profit Share. This was going to allow me to be rewarded for helping to bring other agents to their company. I basically would get a portion of the company dollars that an agent that I brought in paid in when they closed deals. And I did. I profited from that model. But there was one thing that always bothered me about the program, and it was that this only happened if the office was profitable, meaning that the money was shared with the agents after all of the expenses were paid from the office. So this meant that if my money was dependent on how someone else chose to run a company, if they decided to get a new coffee machine or remodel the office, well, there went my money, my profit, without me having a say. And as all of you know, being in real estate, most of us are entrepreneurs and like having some control over our money. And this just wasn't the case with the profit share model. So this information was just sitting in the back of my mind while I continued to grind, sell a ton of real estate, and rise up in the industry. And I had decided to build a team, and in fact, I was considering partnering with a colleague of mine, Ben Marquez at KW. We were going to combine our teams and build something amazing. Only through our further discovery of one another and trying to come together as partners, he told me that he was considering another brokerage. And you guys, I was heartbroken. I was literally the poster child for KW, and I just couldn't imagine there being a better model. And so we decided not to partner. He went his way and ended up telling me that he was going to go to a company called eXp. And I told him he was crazy and that he was literally making the biggest mistake of his career. And he looked back at me and told me, Kandis, don't worry. I'm going to go and then you'll see. And I kind of chuckled and I thought, yeah, we'll see you back at KW. So a couple weeks later, we met for lunch and I literally thought he was going to tell me that, it was rough and this and that and that he was coming back. But you guys, something shifted as he began to tell me all of the benefits that eXp offered. And this is when I made the move. I think I am, to date, the fastest person in his organization that literally made the move. I decided right there at lunch. In a snap of my fingers, I got onto my phone, and I started moving everything. And I just couldn't unsee what he had showed me. I'm one for opportunity. I don't like being put in a box, and I like all the possibilities. And to me, eXp had more opportunities than any other real estate company, out there. So I want to share with the biggest reasons that I came, those reasons that caused me to make that decision so quickly. First was the Icon Program Award. And then I'm going to give you all of them, and then I'll go back and kind of explain a little bit more. So first was the Icon Program. The second was that my cap was much lower, and there was no franchise fee at eXp. And the third thing, that we are a publicly traded company. We had stock, and I could, create a portfolio, something I'd always wanted to do. And then they had a revenue share instead of profit share. And then another reason that I thought was very cool is that I only had to pay one cap no matter what state I expanded my team into. So let's go back to that Icon Agent Award. At eXp, They offer this icon award to agents who do an additional 20 transactions after you pay in your cap. So for my market, it takes about 7 deals to cap. And so if you sell in at least 27 transactions, you would most likely be eligible for the icon award, depending on your average sales price in your market. When you reach this level, you get your cap back, that $16,000. You get it back in the form of stock. This has been life-changing for me, honestly. So for the past 4 years, I've received my cap back in stock. So that's about $64,000 worth of stock that I've been awarded, instead of just giving it away like I did for the first 4 years of my career. And then the second thing was that that cap was lower. So at KW, I paid $24,000 a year for my cap every single year. So I went from that to now paying $16,000 a year. That savings of $8,000 is like an additional transaction. And I thought to myself, literally in that moment, and you guys, I was broke at that moment. And so I thought to myself, an additional $8,000, like what could I do with that now, right? I mean, obviously at that point it was more about paying bills, but fast forward, it's allowed me to justify some other things in my life. Like I'm able now to give my daughter a private education. And for me, that was huge. I didn't get a great education growing up. And so, this has allowed me also to be in the presence of higher end buyers and sellers. I wasn't raised in Arizona, so I don't have, deep roots here. And so it allows me to expand my network, which has been fantastic. And the third reason was that stock. The fact that we're a publicly traded company is a pretty big deal, you guys. And there are 4 additional ways in this company to earn stock awards for doing nothing other than what you've always done in real estate. And that's selling real estate. When it comes to the stock, also eXp offers a stock option buy-in program, which allows you to purchase the stock with 5% of your commission at each closing at a 10% discount. So, and keep in mind, this is a completely opt-in program. You don't have to do it. But for me, this was huge. I had not saved like I should have in my past. For one, I didn't grow up with a financial IQ that I needed, and I would always just spend tons of money, make money, spend money, make money, spend money. I didn't save. And before real estate, I was a hairstylist, and I had the ability to always just make more money the next day. And nothing changed when I got into real estate. I could just sell another house. And so I knew that this was an opportunity for me to make up for lost times and bad decisions through this program. And a full disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't claim to give you advice on this matter. I'm just telling you the reasons that were appealing for me and the opportunities that I saw inside of this company. The fourth reason was that revenue share. Remember when I talked about KW's profit share and my frustrations around that? Well, this was the exact answer to those frustrations. The difference in the revenue share and the profit share model is that eXp, you know exactly what you're going to make from an agent underneath you when they sell real estate. It's not in any way dependent on the profit of an office or how those finances are handled at an office, because we don't have expenses and we don't have offices that our company has to pay for. So, for example, when you come to eXp, you get to name a sponsor. And that's the person who's responsible for helping you come to the best decision of your career. And in return, that person, your sponsor, will get a cut of the company dollar that you contribute, that you pay in, that cap, that $16,000. So let's say you come to the company and you name me as a sponsor. I'd be so honored. I would make 3.5% of that commission, and my sponsor, Ben Marquez above me, would also make a percentage. And this goes all the way 7 levels. What does this mean for you? Well, a couple of things. This means that everyone has a vested interest in your success. So how amazing is that? And it also means that you have an opportunity to impact other agents and also profit from real estate transactions that they do. And this is just an amazing opportunity because eventually you'll have access to all the people I have access to. And so our group becomes like a family. And we honestly can't wait to officially welcome you to our family. And the last reason is that one cap, right? I've always wanted to grow a massive team that expanded into different states. And at KW, for example, you'd have to pay a cap in each state, in each market. At eXp, you get to expand into other markets across the United States and pay one cap no matter where you go and sell real estate. So essentially, I could expand my team to my home state of Oklahoma, and I would still pay one cap. So let's talk just a couple of minutes a little deeper about how we're structured. And as you guys know, we're a cap and split model, meaning you'll pay a split on each transaction until you pay in a certain amount. And that certain amount is called your cap. So the split is 70-30, and the cap is $16,000 every year. Now, if you join and you have a team and you bring on teammates onto your team, they can go at a half cap, $8,000. So just please note that half cappers are not eligible for the Icon Agent Award. Although if you guys decide that they want to become eligible while on your team, they can still be on your team and pay a full cap so that they gain that eligibility for the Icon Award. And as you guys know, we're a cloud-based company. So we don't have the brick and mortar offices. And so what eXp has done is that when you join, you get a membership to the Regis offices. So anywhere you go, you'll have an office. This is also an example of how we don't have expenses. This means more money available to share back to the agents. And this is that profit share model I was talking about earlier. eXp is really an agent-centric model. They really want to support you at the highest level. They allow you to run your business and your brand because at the end of the day, you are your brand and people choose to do business with you strictly because of a relationship or the brand that you've created. Look, it's $149 to join. That does cover your first month of the $85. This $149 to partner with a company that truly cares about you and your success. There's massive rockstar agents that are the biggest in the business at this company. You'll gain access to all of those people. You're going to become part of the fastest growing international real estate company out there. We're in many, many countries and we're across all the United States. So it's $85 a month, and that covers your CRM, which is a lead generation platform as well, not just a CRM, and then the technology fee. And then we have a $25 broker review fee for each transaction, and then a $40 E&O fee per transaction. However, that $40 gets capped at $500 a year. So that's kind of the fees that it takes to join our company. So whether you're a brand new agent or you're a mega team, this really allows you to run the business the way that you want to. And I would love to grow with you. I'd love to partner with you. I'd love for us to be business partners and really grow each other, because that's really what it's about, is growing each other and being a great community together. So there's a link to set up a call with me, and I want to answer your specific questions, not just about eXp, but your specific questions that you have that's really specific to how you run your business and your team and your business. So use the link below, and I can't wait to meet you. Talk to you guys soon.